Hi, everybody. This is your inner champion. Do their eyes light up? This morning, I actually made a post on all my social media. There's a quote by Andre de Shields, and he said something when he was getting, he's a Tony Award winning actor, and he had some really interesting words of advice when he was receiving his award. And he had a bunch of things to say, but the first thing he said is what hit me. He said that you should surround yourself with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. And he had other things to say, like I mentioned before, but I was stuck right there on that because I've had people really close to me. I'm talking family, friends, who so-called friends, who I could tell when I was, speaking to them. Sometimes I see them, they see me coming, I see them coming, and I feel great. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I see it in their eyes. They're not particularly excited about seeing me. And even worse, sometimes I would see red in their eyes or even green in their eyes, if you know what I'm saying, right? They're angry with me about something and they're hiding it, right? They're saying these pleasant things, but I see the red in their eyes, or they're jealous of me about one thing or the other. And, I hate to sound like that, but sometimes people are just jealous of you for no reason. And we're talking, people can be close to you and feel these things. And sometimes even on the phone, I've been on the phone with family members and friends where, I say hello and I just hear it. It's in their voice. They really aren't pleased about the fact that I'm on the phone with them. And, they hide it. And it makes me feel really kind of funky, the whole phone call. And some of you really understand where I'm coming from like that, because you're going through it right now. Some of you are frustrated, you're angry, you see the life that you want, you're trying to get there. You're going through challenges. Maybe it's financial, maybe it's your relationship. Some of you are dealing with some really funky relationships out there. Some of you are going through divorces. Some of you are in long-term relationships and it's not going well and you feel frustrated. Some of you have no idea what you want to do with your life. You're going through, you have a career or a job, and you have a career that feels like a job, and you're not happy. You might even be making great money and you're just not happy because you're not feeling fulfilled. You're not doing what you really want to do. You have in your mind and your spirit what you want to do, and your job doesn't even come close to it. And it's the worst feeling in the world because you're paying bills and that's all you're doing with it. You're not happy. And you reach out to your family and your friends and you said, you're looking for some help, for some support, and you're not getting it. And you realize that when you contact them, when you're reaching out to them, you realize, you hear it in their voice, you see it in their eyes. They are not feeling the fact that you're even in their presence. And it feels horrible because these could be your mother, your father, brothers, cousins, best friends from high school. And I understand that frustration because I've been there and I've done that. And for, there are some instances where I still go through that. So a couple of things about that I have to say about that. And what, it struck me because I really had to think about, what do I do with that, right? So first and foremost, in order to get away from the people who are not happy when they're around you, you have to first understand that it's okay to let them go. Don't hold on to people just because they have certain titles, right? Like family member or friend, right? Don't hold on to people just because of the title they have, but hold on to them based on how they treat you. If they're not treating you well, you've got to be clear that you got to let them go. But there's a second part to that, right? Before you do that, before you let people go, or before you decide who you want to keep in your circle, you have to really do the fundamental work you've got to do first to understand who you should be connecting with in the first place. And that is, spend some time getting to know yourself. Who are you? I say this all the time. It's the very first module in my life coaching, right? Peace of mind through self-awareness. I talk about this. Before you can solve issues about your career, before you can solve issues about your relationships, before you can figure out what you want in life, you got to first figure out who you are. When you can answer fully who I am, right? And I guide people with that all the time, right? It's not as simple as saying, well, my name is Joe, or my name is Steve Berlack. That doesn't say anything about who you are. When you can explore that and you really do the work of knowing who you are, you then can connect to the right people whose eyes will light up when they see you coming. And the reason why their eyes are going to light up is because you've made the right connection to them. Because when you know who you are, you find yourself connecting to other people who reflect who you are. And I hope y'all heard that. That is for somebody today. Somebody needed to hear that. When you know who you are, you find yourself surrounded by people who reflect who you are. And all of a sudden, they're on the same vibe with you, the same wavelength. And when they see you, their eyes light up. I hope you find that peace and that blessing, because I know I'm finally there, and it took me years to get there. And I know it's a rough journey. If you want to find out more about how to do that, reach me on my website, www.steveberlack.com. steveberlack.com. It's literally right there. Go ahead, give me a visit. You can see some of the storms that I've been through myself. You can see how I overcame it. You can actually get some free information, some complimentary information from me. I'm more than welcome to have you aboard. I look forward to seeing you then. Until then, broadcast your inner champion.